What's up everyone, Shawn from Tech Babblers here, and today we are taking a look at the HTC One. This will actually be my review on the device. To begin with, this phone is from the T-Mobile carrier, so when I speak of network experiences, it may vary since I'm on T-Mobile and I'm in New York City where maybe someone on Sprint or Verizon or AT&T would have a different experience. But to begin with, we'll split this review probably into three different parts. One would be hardware, one would be software, and one would be my overall experience with the phone. So to start off, this phone is a premium device. I mean, if you look at it, it's aluminum, top, bottom, has Gorilla Glass 2. It has the aluminum here with plastic running along the top, kind of like the bezels. Aluminum in the back once again with your 4 ultra pixel camera with your flash. Plastic once again, plastic on the bottom. On the top we have our power button with IR blaster, 3.5mm headphone jack, and on the bottom we have our mic and micro USB. Nothing on the left side except for our micro SIM slot. So to start off with, when you hold a device, it feels curved. Like if you look in the back, it doesn't feel like it's flat like an iPhone 5 or like how the Nintendo 3DS is flat on top. I know it's weird that I just have one laying here, but I do. It's not like that. It's curved, so when you hold it in your hand, it feels very nice and sturdy. Definitely feels weird at first if you're coming from a device like an iPhone, since it has a smaller screen than the HTC One. But once you get used to it, it's a very nice and clean looking device. Definitely feels very good to have. In my opinion, feels on par, if not better, than the iPhone 5. And I've been using it for a good... I was using the iPhone 5 for about 4 or 5 months. The screen is 1080p, so you have very good color, as we can see there. Other than that, there's nothing else much I can say about the hardware other than maybe boom sounds. You have your front-facing camera and your lighting sensors, and inside of here you have your LED notification, which blinks, when you get new emails, stuff like that. But on the side of software, this is where it gets interesting. It's running Android. I believe it's 4.2.1, not 4.2.2 or 4.2.3, but don't quote me for that until I find it in the settings, because I don't want to be wrong. Yeah, see, if we look here, it's on Android 4.1.2, running HTC Sense version 5.0. And the software number is 1.27.531.11, with the HTC SDK API level of 5. Basically, it's Android 4.1.2 running Sense. Now, when we speak about Sense, things might come into mind like TouchWiz. But to me, Sense is different than TouchWiz in a good way, even though it's two separate companies. I know it may sound weird, but if you use Sense, like, I've owned the Galaxy S3 for over half a year. When it came out, I had it from the moment it came out in June of last year until like January. And I barely used TouchWiz. I rooted it, went to ASOP or stock Google, CyanogenMod, and never went back. Now, when I got this phone, at first I was a bit skeptical about Sense. But I have not once rooted the device or even changed it. In my opinion, I like Blink Feed, as you can easily customize it for whatever you want. So I have, I have my TV stuff, I have certain Facebook news feeds, news reports on technology, stuff like that. Like if you scroll down older news reports, scroll up. It's very minimalistic in my opinion. It's not as in your face as TouchWiz, which is kind of a good thing. Like if you look at the notification bar, it's not that intense as you would think. I mean, there's your launcher screen with grids, but I mean you can adjust it to either 4x5 or 3x4. I mean, if you're looking for a closer to stock, it would be 4x5. I mean, other than that, Sense to me is better than TouchWiz. I mean, once again, it's not that in your face. And if we look, to me, it's greatly optimized for the device. I'll show you my power settings. So when we look at it, the history, I've been using the device for 1 day, 3 hours, 46 minutes, and 5 seconds on battery. I did have power saver on, but I've wasted what, 25% in the past day? And I went out, I was checking my email the whole time, listening to music using Beats Audio, and I only lost 25%. Um, I mean, I'm not really one to speak on, specs, which I won't mention here, but we'll run a full benchmark just so you all can, see the comparisons maybe of with other devices if you're that type of spec person to think that it may not be worth it because the specs are not on par with whatever your device you're looking for. Okay, so the benchmarks have been finished. We're sending the benchmark results. If we look, our score was, what is that? 9,054. And these are devices where it's obviously higher than the HTC One X, Transformer Prime, Motorola Atrix 4G, Galaxy Tab, Galaxy Nexus, LG Optimus, older devices. I mean, we got a total of 9,054. CPU was 23,055. Memory was 10,344. IO 8,645. 2D 1,014 and 3D 2,213. Once again, for me, specs doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, this phone does get the job done. So the next thing we'll talk about is how it works on a daily basis. So to begin with, I'm using the carrier T-Mobile. As you can tell right there, I have T-Mobile bloatware. Now, as it says here, I'm on a monthly 4G plan, so what, $30 a month, 100 minutes, unlimited text and data. Right there, it says 4G. There is 4G LTE, but it doesn't have good penetration. I'm in New York City. If I was to step out of my house and maybe go quarter of a block, there would be LTE, whereas in my house, it doesn't have LTE. That's not to say that the speeds are bad. I mean, first I'll show you results. So obviously the really high results, like the bottom two, 14.89 megabits a second down, 10 up, and 23.34 down and 11 up were on LTE. If you don't believe me, if we click here, it says it right there on network, LTE, as you can see, in Manhattan. And if we go back, sorry about that, and check these are cell or HSPA plus. So we'll run a speed test right now. Once again, we're on 4G, which is HSPA plus 42, not 24 like other carriers. The ping may be high, but I mean, download speeds aren't that bad. 10 megabits a second down, we can say. Right, okay, maybe 7. 3.1 down, maybe 1 up, maybe. Let's say around 7 down, 1 up, because it's obviously not going to go any higher. But I mean, is that to say it's bad? Not really. I mean, other carriers, you either have really fast LTE or you'll drop back to HSPA 25, which you would be getting speeds way below what I'm getting on HSPA plus. Call quality, I haven't had a single issue. The only time I've had issue where someone has told me they couldn't hear me would be when I was using Wi-Fi for it's a T-Mobile setting where when you have Wi-Fi on, it uses it instead of your cell data. During that time, I was being told that they couldn't understand me, but as soon as I turned off Wi-Fi and called them back, call was crystal clear. For bars, I always get full full bars of 4G, as you can tell there. But if I'm to go on to LTE, 4 bars. So, I mean, in the end, if you're looking at this, looking for this particular device, or if you're on T-Mobile looking to upgrade, you don't even have to be on T-Mobile, once again, just for this device. I say take a look at it. I mean, if you're looking for a high-end device, the other only device that I see build-wise that can keep up with this would be an iPhone 5. Maybe if you watch this video month, 2 months down the line, I might be wrong. But I mean, for something with this premium build quality, the iPhone 5 would have to compete with it. A direct competition, but if you're looking for an Android device, I say take a look at the HTC One. In my opinion, it's better than the overhyped Galaxy S4 and plenty other devices out there. I had a Nexus 4 which I was using before this, and I much more prefer this. But at the end of the day, it comes down to your choice, so take this with a grain of salt. Please don't hate on me because I'm recommending an HTC One instead of a pure Android device or a Galaxy S4 or S3 or an iPhone, even though they're more popular. This is solely just my opinion. Other than that, this is Shawn from Tech Babblers. If all of you are wondering what exactly Tech Babblers are, it's a new website that I've launched in which it basically is a website. Well, the homepage would be where you can keep updated on my YouTube channel. But we also have a forum in which you can communicate with others to help them with problems on anything they may be having, or simply go there to chill. You can post gamer tags and game with other people in this community, or do whatever you want. If you guys want to visit my website or check it out, I will leave the links down below. Once again, my name is Shawn, and thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.